5, right? I have a 4-year-old daughter now, right? I have 4 children. 2 away, 2 living here, right? When it is we have trend, right? The Indians them does educate the trend on who it is and what the rule is and all these different things, right? What we does teach we trend is how to hustle and how to go to school and get a good job and this and that and whatever it is, right? Ask your question. How much people you know have real education, all kind of 7, 8 passes and all kind of things and working in a grocery and right? Kind of get a job and get nothing at all, right? Because why? What we teaching them, we train on them is the wrong thing. First you have to know who you is, you understand? If you don't know who you is and what you are about or nothing and thing, when you come out here, anything anybody do can influence you because you ain't sure where you fit in. You understand? So that is why when you come out here to show people. We know how to fit back in nationality is as a nation of people. You can't call yourself nigger, black man. Alright, you black, right? You're a black man, right?
It's a brown line.
How is a black man and you're wearing a black jersey? But I see your skin brown.
Brown, yeah, it's brown. They're considered it's called black.
Car called brown black. This car, what color is it?
Color white.
So if I say that it's a black car,
Nah.
I tell any police here, the thief my car is a black car, but my car white, right?
Yeah.
The thief my car, yeah, I is a black man, you know. I drive a white car, but my car black.
Nah.
First thing the police going to hang up on you, you calling them for the nonsense, right? But that's how we song, and when we talking to people, we song like we just talking to business. But how we could be brown skin and black at the same time? In the Bible,
We don't understand.
that was showing you. We don't like that. So we can't teach each other and say nonsense. So you come like this, right? They go in a restaurant, right? $700 for the plate of food. Like one plate, right? You look your money fall on the right, sis? Like it's you, your girl, your wife, and your child, right? Child is say 500 to the plate because less food on the plate, right? And they bring out 3 plates of black food. Everything burn up. You pay no money for it still?
No, I got pay money.
Remember you black, so you have to die where you think black to buy. I didn't like where you're looking like too. You're paying for it? Why you ain't paying for it? It's burn up already, and so what you calling yourself as a black man now? You ain't no good then? The food ain't no good, so that's why you ain't going to them? Are you any good? So why people must keep you around them and use a black man ways of no use? So why Trent should respect your child and there's a black child, right? Alright, furthermore, take money from this here and go in the airport and tell them you want a ticket to the land of black. Which part is it? Africa. Land of black is Africa. So when you look on the map of Africa, you see black. So you could call an African a black man?
No.
So how come you going to now say you're
It's sort of brainwash me, but I know it's sort of do that, sort of brainwash me now.
Well, right, that's why we don't know who we is as a nation of people.
But I know tell myself I'm black, I'm brown.
But then you can't call yourself something that is not. But all you're doing as a father is teaching your child to say any nonsense.
There's labeling something on yourself.
Exactly, you understand? So we can't do them things, right? So that's why this brother now go and bring it out here and show you who he is. He's not a black man, brother. Right? When a man black, you see when a body there and the 3 days pass and the blood drop inside right something? Rotten in it. You see the body was looking what? Dark, blackish kind of way. Ain't you alive? You alive?
Yeah, alive.
So how you black? You have to stop calling yourself by these sort of nonsense.
True.
You understand? Black, when you see a black cat, go say what that some black magic thing going on there. You understand? Black magic, black this, black that, all kind of thing, focus on nonsense. And we describing ourselves like that, and then want to come out in society and let people accept me, but these are black, whatever. You understand? So you have to educate yourself, and then educate your child that he is not just black, and he is not just nobody. Let me join me 7 months ago, right? Right? You can't say we as parents teaching the children, and then after when we go out the now, the children moving like what it is we teach them now, and getting themselves in trouble. Oh, people just don't like my children. No, you show your child the wrong way how to go about, right? So read this.
These Deuteronomy chapter 7 and verse 6, so it says, For thou art an holy people.
Thou is just anybody.
Thou art an holy people.
Holy means to be set apart. As I was showing our brother earlier on, right? What these two people, black one and the silver one, right? Them set apart or the same thing? Different thing, right? Different engine, different components, different thing, right? So they set apart.
And if you
Nobody
realize
going to watch it and say it's the same thing, right?
If you realize something, more ministers and things will be in them Prados and things, right? And then normal
People
civilians.
will be in this, right? So it have a distinction. So we can't call ourselves what these other nations supposed to be calling themselves. You understand?
For thou art an holy people unto the Lord thy God. The Lord thy God hath chosen thee to be a special people.
Right, so the Most High chose we to be special. He didn't call everybody to be special, right? So how we gonna be special and we downgrading ourselves? Because now instead, let's have Indian people with dark skin. Let's call themselves Madras Indian. Them doing themselves call themselves black and them way darker than us. But how come we black and them is just an Indian? Am I making any kind of common sense to you? Right? So we had to know who we is now and teach your son, hey, he's not just anybody, you know, and some calling himself black. Right? But his son can't grow up calling himself, when he reach that from that age growing up, and start that conditioning in mind that he's just a black man. When he reach your age, you can't take that out of him. Because that is all he need, daddy grow up, you know, teaching him he's a black man. You understand? So we had to know more and not just know something, we had to know who he is, understand what we purpose, and move accordingly. You understand? Otherwise, we just fools walking around, right, in society thinking that we know something and we somebody. And I show you in a fool.
No.
I show you saying growing up your son to be no fool, we saying. Show that. You understand? So we had to know who he is according to this way, right? Right? You tell me, one on one.
So this is the book of Deuteronomy chapter 1 and verse 1.
So about 5-10 minutes more time on it. Just to show you who he is so you can, you know.
So it says, these be the words which Moses spake unto all Israel.
To all who?
Unto all Israel.
To the white man.
Unto all Israel.
The Chinese man anyway there.
Unto all
So
Israel.
he's talking to the Israelites, right?
Yeah, all this.
Right? Deuteronomy was written to the Israelites, not the Chinese man, white man, Indian, whoever it is, right? So these people are them here, 12 tribes on this chart here, right?
Yeah.
Deuteronomy 28 and
Right? Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 1. And it says, and it shall come to pass, if thou shalt hearken diligently unto the voice of the Lord thy God.
right, so it's come to pass if thou shalt hearken, meaning listen diligently, pay full attention, like, you know, like, you can't wait to hear the next word coming out of this man mouth about the Bible here, right? That's how diligent we're supposed to be when it comes to the word of God, right? Continue.
To observe and to do all his commandments which I command thee this day, that the Lord thy God will set thee on high above all nations on the face of the earth.
Right, so the Most High say, if it is we listen and keep the commandments, we will be above all nations on the face of the earth, right? We go own everything. Subway, all these, everything we go own, right? As if we listen, right? But if it is we don't listen, right? This is what going on up to 15.
Right, verse 15. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe to do all his commandments and his statutes which I command thee this day, that all these curses,
All these blessings.
shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
Right, so the Most High saying from 1 to 14, but you notice we read in 15 now, right? If it is we keep the commandments, we will be above everybody. How we living in society here? We people against the other nations of people. We living above them. We are the best paying jobs. We are the fancy cars. We are the low standard, right? Right. What do you think is the cause of that?
Fight no one allowed. Fight no one allowed.
Right? And what you remember where you now say, right? We fighting no one another, right? Continue reading.
It says, cursed shalt thou be in the city, and cursed shalt thou be in the field.
Right, so living cursed even in the city. In the city we do most of that crime. Thief, robbing, good, this, all kind of thing, right? That's how people living amongst one another, right? But remember we reading about the Israelites here, right?
Yeah.
From Deuteronomy 1 and 1 is showing you it's for the Israelites and about the Israelites, right? So when we go down to 54. But you say we people, how we people living with one another? Fighting on one another. Have a hatred towards one another, and go stamp on one another. And as you think of it, so that what going on to,
What we watching me so far?
you understand? Just right. But when we watching the Indian man passing and thing, morning. Chinese man passing, morning. The Indian man passing, you are not shaking your head like that, you know, morning. Right? You have nothing to tell them. But when we see the old people, you're ready to cuff them down, you're ready to man, ready to pull the gun and shoot you, right? So that is our blessing or our curse. Right?
Verse,
Tell me who this fits in.
verse 54. So it says, so that the man that is tender among you and very delicate.
Right, so we used to live tender amongst one another. Like if I see, well, you going on the day now, nothing. I think if I tell you, you're not a gear, a bottle of water. If I have a sandwich for my lunch, I give it. Where are you hold on to that?
You good with one another.
You understand?
Yeah.
So long as you good, I good.
Yeah.
You understand? That's how we used to live with one another. When you're going on the road and you're walking, I see you from a distance walking along the road. I know it had no transport or stuff at the hard drop. All that is a form of love towards one another. You might not have money to give the person, but you know you're rendering, you know, help on to the person. And, right? So watch this, right? You'll see we people own our business here, a shop here, and a shop across here. Two of them, 90% of the time, two of them and talking. Right? But in China, man, you'll see here one day, one next door thing, where everybody talking to one another. If it is he do have something, he send me across here by the next Chinese. Right? The Indian man is the same thing. He have a hardware, he said you don't. So if he didn't have that, hey, so all you have any other thing, I have a man here waiting for him. Yes, so you have, I call Shivash now.
Calling the people and
Shivash, you have any?
Yeah,
Oh
I see
yeah,
that
I
up
said-
there. I see
see
that
that
up
part,
there.
yeah? Well, we people here, I don't really buy things like them now. Them
Yeah.
things are
Yeah,
stale.
yeah.
And the thing ain't good, and the this and that, right? You're always bad talking and bringing down. Right? So this, we just again from it up.
So it says, so that the man that is tender among you and very delicate, his eye shall be evil towards his brother.
Right, now we have an evil eye, bad talking one another, right? Putting one another in place to dead.
Yeah.
All kind of things to lose your job. Right? Husband and wife, you want to see them break up because being a woman, you must not want to. Right?
Find out.
You have a wife, I try to see if I can get you to leave you and all kind of madness.
I'm going next wife, all kind of thing. I'm going to because they got the thing, this thing, yeah, all kind of
You understand? So that is one of the curses most I see when I'm put on people and come to you.
Right? And towards the wife of his bosom, and towards the remnant of his children, which he shall leave.
Right? So how most of we people as well. Right? The men and them, fathers and them, always leave it. So this woman, that woman, this next one here, so and then see about none of each other. Right? So your child now growing up hard now, and my father don't care about boy, you don't care about nobody boy. And thing of it, so that's why we bringing this curse up on me now. Now we see a man boy, you don't care about you boy. You feel it is like you have hard, you have to feel it the same. Like the mentality of young men and them. You understand? So we have a hatred, we breed in this. I want to tell you earlier on, you can't call yourself a black man. You understand? You have to understand things that we call yourself and the meaning behind it. Black is a disgrace. That's why they call you black. When we watching yourself now, we watching young people now. She feel like she's something or right is they have a hatred now towards one another. Words have meaning.
Yeah.
As long as we using certain words, we have to understand what it means. They come like you casting a spell on
Mouth is
your
a
own
powerful,
self.
yeah, mouth is a powerful thing. You know what you're saying?
You understand? Great, how we people come to Trinidad, reach to Trinidad, we was on a yacht, a first class jet or
When they say
something.
we come from Africa, we say we come from Africa.
Yeah, but
A part of
the
Africa.
name Africa.
But up to now, they say we come from Africa, but up to now they can't say exactly which part of Africa we
We
come
will
from.
show you which part of Africa we come from, right? So, the 64 and then 68.
So these 64, Deuteronomy 28 and 64. And the Lord shall scatter thee among all people, from the one end of the earth even unto the other.
Right, so because we sin, because we don't want to listen to God, you know, so I say, you don't want to listen to me now. I don't want to go and choose Brother Tom down the road there, who is a white man, and they call him brother. So it's Brother Tom, right? I don't want to choose them, right? But we are easy Hebrew Israelites, right? We are Israelites name. Tom is not a name of an Israelite, right? There's an English way. They didn't have English when Christ was walking the face of the earth, right? So all them names where we are now, that means them white man and them English speaking people, right? That we just take the name and carry on the name today, right? Most I say, all they want to follow these people and them that don't like all it. Alright, I will call into them hand. They come like a child learning. They want to listen to me, you want to go do it online with you also. Whatever happen out there, don't call me. And then we just tell each other them that, right? Well, that is what the remember the Most High is we father. Right? So he's telling me, oh, they don't want to listen to me. Alright, go ahead. Whatever happened to all they out there, don't call me. They're not telling us, right? Or they deal with it because that is all they want. Or they go ahead.
And thou shalt serve other gods, which neither thou nor thy fathers have known.
Right, so you don't want to serve me. You want to serve the God that your father was teaching you to serve. You want to serve these other nations, God, right? Alright, go ahead.
Even wood and stone.
Right, so you know what I mean by even wood and stone? When you go in our church, right?
Yeah.
You see a wooden cross, right?
Yeah.
When you look at these Muslims and them out in Mecca and these places and them, right? With the bow down to a big cover stone, eh?
Yeah.
And kissing it and man diving over man to just to kiss this and touch the stone, right? Or a stone. So the marks are
Them is ideal thing.
right. So you telling me that thing will let me know them stone on the ground here, so long as you touch it, like blessings. Or the enemy prayer and all them things. So you telling me that. So them telling me that also none of them across the other kind of common sense. You know that just a big stone or like kissing, but how much people kiss that stone, all kind of disease and thing on them. Right? And you went and kiss the same nasty stone, man?
Yeah.
And you tell me it's a man of common sense? But yeah, what going on? All people, we people are the same. Oh yeah, them doing that and them had this and that big house. And I understand that the devil could give you things where it is you want to. Right? And that was influence other people now to follow in the same direction.
Yeah.
So that's why I tell you earlier on, you have to know who he is to teach your son who he is and all things. Because he can get influence growing up now. God forbid that happen. Right? I actually I don't want it to happen the same way too. You understand? I have a big son, I have 3 daughters. I don't want the same thing happening to my child. So we showing you here now our former love which is coming and showing you what the word of God say.
Yeah.
Right? So you know what I have that with you now. To show a partner,
Take that knowledge and
pass it on.
Yeah.
You understand? And show your son now that saying, hey, I know what you're doing so and so. I know you're growing up and you will meet certain people that you know might think with this mindset, but you have to be different.
Yeah.
Right? So we have to instill what we know into the younger ones growing up. So now they can have that knowledge now to pass it on to, you understand?
Yeah.
So we can't say we know something and then pass it on and then tell me that I smart by give my son 1,500 today. Anybody who have money to give anybody anything. Right? But a man with money without the knowledge of God, when you can give him material things. You can't get this because you don't have this. Right? 60.
Right? Verse 68. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again.
But we was living in Egypt the first time. We stayed, the Israelites was living in Egypt. They was picking mango, they was picking cherry, they was cutting up apple to make apple chow or something like that. They was making mango chow and thing in Egypt.
No.
So we was there.
I know what it is.
The Israelites was slaves on that field, right?
Your Pharaoh days. Yeah,
Right?
And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships, by the way whereof I spake unto thee. Thou shalt see it no more again.
Right, so the Most High God bring it back into Egypt, into slavery. Slave ships, that's how we look on here. Jamaica all over the place, right?
Yeah.
It's slave ship.
And there ye shall be sold unto your enemies
So the other
for
nations,
bondmen.
the Most High call them what?
Right, so it says, thou shalt see it no more again, and there ye shall be sold unto your enemies.
Unto your what?
Unto your enemies.
No, your friends.
Your enemies.
Right, so the Most High, what the Most High say, he talking to the Israelites here, right? And he's saying that you will be sold unto your enemies. Indians had been in slavery for 80 years, right? White man had been in slavery. Chinese man had been in slavery. Who do you think built the Great Wall of China? Chinese? Them could do any hard labor? Huh? Anything hard them had to do, they had to see thousands of them coming together to do it.
Yeah.
So it could be easier on one man. Right? When one of we people alone could do X, could mix a whole load of gravel. Them can't do that. You understand? So we people that had in slavery, building the Great Wall of China and all in South wickedness, right? All nations under the on the face of the earth had we people in slavery at a certain point of time, right? So this is what the Mosai telling us how we enemies. Who is in slavery? Your own people or the enemy? Yes, in slavery enemy. Alright, if all are we here, let me just for example, right? Say we Trinidadians, right? We enslave Trinidadians, so we will enslave our next nation of people. Right, so that's showing you that how Israelites and them was enslaved by the other nations of them. They didn't enslave their own people.
That's the thing with the Africans selling African, because you know in slavery they are selling Africans selling Africans.
Yeah, I hear that.
Right, so it was what the was actually saying is dark skinned people were selling our next dark skinned people, right? And then look at the people. Them African them have part the skin the lip, right? You see that big skin in the lip and thing, right? Ask your question.
I different tribe of people.
Right, you ever wake up in the morning and feel the knock out for your front teeth and putting out the skin in the lip?
No.
Or like how pee in your head and dye
No,
your hair.
no,
and
no,
things
no,
like
no,
that.
no, I get
Throw
that.
mud and thing on your head.
No, I
You
get
seen
that.
them African eating raw half cooked meat and raw meat fly on it and why don't go and get some food right now, let fly sit down on it, leave it out there for half an hour, and then come back, right, and then eat it. How come you can eat that? Right? So then is that different nation of people from here, right? So what we're reading here so far is how we come to the Caribbean and get scattered through the 4 corners of the earth. And when you look at it, the Israelites went through this, right? And we went through the same thing. So what would that make you? Israelites, right? Because we forefathers and them is who come off these slave ships, right? They bring we here as slaves. Or remember, they bring the Israelites as a slave. Slavery is just a condition. If I tell you you're going on, one car is them 3 cars there is your be work to wash, right? But I come on next day now and tell you you're going on. See from up so, all them cars there, I don't wash them one day they work. That is it. That's a form of slavery. Right? By overworking you. A slave is something you can't no limit amount with the amount of work that you give that to the slave. Understand? So if we forefathers was the Israelites that was on the slave ships that come to work in these places, right? And we make train till we descend from them. What would that make you? What type of people would we be? Not slaves, slaves are conviction. A nation of people.
You know, we live in slavery and city.
Yes, we live in a mental slavery. That's the condition we live in. But that is not who we is.
No, that know who is. That way it's
Right. So what type of people we is according to what we read here? Israelites, right? Israelites went into slavery. Come like if you here going into that place to buy something, not because you're in a Subway, I mean Jews are Subway.
No.
Them serving you on a bread and telling you how to eat this.
No.
Is you going and partake of at something, right?
Yeah.
So we was in slavery, people was in slavery, right? Because we was under the other nations and them, right?
Yeah.
That don't mean that we is a slave. Slave is just a condition that they would be in, right? But what we is the Israelites that went into slavery.
Yeah.
You understand? You had different tribes that went into slavery. These are the things that they was doing to we people, right? They was beating me back. See, they were selling me people, selling me children and them, and slavery and all these different things here. Right? So you gotta understand the slave ships are here, right? That we was on.
Yeah.
Right? So we gotta understand that we people went through this. Right? And when you look at who we is, we'll be West Indian blacks, right? So-called black people, right? So we from the tribe of Benjamin. Right? So we gotta understand
Tribe of Benjamin.
tribe of Benjamin.
And Benjamin come from which part?
We all are we come from those in motherland also. Right? all of us come from Jerusalem. That is the part of Africa where we come from.
Jerusalem.
Jerusalem is the motherland out of all nations and all nation and land only.
So Jerusalem in Africa now, which part they call Jerusalem in
Mark
Africa?
question, brother. How Africa get its name?
White people, they say white people name Africa, Africa had them name or that.
Africa get our land is get named by people that live in there, right? Israel get named by the people that was living there, right? China. What type of people living in China?
Chinese people.
Right, so wherever they live in, they call it after themselves, right? Indian, what kind of people living in India?
Indian people.
Right, so the name it is India, right? Where Israelites living amongst in a piece of land, what do we call that?
Right.
Israelite? Right? When they say Israelites, meaning the people itself, right? Israel is the land, right? So we didn't come from Africa. Africa have 54 countries,
Yeah.
right? It's just on one land, mass stick on together, right? A man called Leo Scipius Africanus, when he conquered the land, he named it after himself, right? So just like when this man America Vespucci take over the land, we call it America, right? They name something after who it is conquered, right? But out of 54 countries, you can't say go in Africa and call a man Africa. You go and who all go in Angola.
That different, it's a Congolese,
That different people.
different
Just
tribe
like
of-
how it had the
different tribe of
Israelites.
people too.
Right, just like how it had the Israelites in Jerusalem. That is them land,
Yeah.
right?
New Zealand.
Right, so you go see it here, right?
Like
But the same Africa is the motherland and all that competitions we in, right? Oh, you believe in one man say, oh God,
God say.
well, this is good of God, right?
it says, but Jerusalem is above.
Follow you.
These Galatians 4 and verse 26. It says, but Jerusalem, which is above,
No Africa.
but Jerusalem, which is
So you see in
above,
Africa, right?
but Jerusalem, which is above, is free.
New Zealand is in Africa.
It's
Which-
a part,
A part of Africa.
Part of the
in
region.
Africa.
right?
Yeah.
Only land mass.
Mhm.
Right.
Africa just get name from a white man. The others started to get that out of here,
Yeah.
right?
And it says, but Jerusalem, which is above, is free, which is the mother
No, the
of
grandfather.
which is the mother of us all.
What they say Africa is the motherland. Now we see Jerusalem is the mother of us all.
Yeah.
This is where we come from. This is where civilization
So which one
come from.
Jerusalem is in Africa? Wait, what country is taking that?
So they might have 54 countries.
Yeah, I know,
Jerusalem
yeah,
is a
yeah,
country by itself.
By itself.
They go have Ethiopia, they go have
Yeah.
different things, right? Jerusalem is its own country by itself in
So
Africa.
if I say I take an plane and say I want to go to Jordan.
You gotta take it's like this, right? You know, like how they would call here South America, right? Or South, where
South America, but you don't know exactly
Exactly
which part of South America
America.
you're going.
So
Trinidad, you have to go thing like right, right?
Just like they had to go
So
north.
if you say go in Africa, you just know,
which,
alright,
like Nigeria.
yeah, you understand? You don't know which part, alright, that in Africa. You know how big Africa is, brother?
They are not Africa.
Right, but you don't know exactly which part you're going,
Yeah.
right? So when it is we say we're going
Jerusalem.
they say South America, right? You don't know if it's Jamaica, you're going Trinidad, Guyana, you don't know which part you're going.
Or quite down in
When you're going
Brazil.
in so-called land of Africa, you don't know exactly where you're going, right? But where we from, that's the main thing you're supposed to focus on, which is what?
Jerusalem.
Right? So that is the motherland, not Africa itself.
Yeah.
Africa is countries come together and they just call it that. But then them is who control it. Right?
Like America is states.
So who is according to what is the
Israelite.
and where you from?
Jerusalem.
Right, so that is where you have to understand to the point where it's stick in your head.
Yeah.
And now you can teach your son that he's not just waiting people calling you
Yeah.
out here. He's
Israelite.
more than that.
Israelite and Jerusalem.
Right? So
Jerusalem is the motherland. Yeah.
but in the Bible it right here.
Yeah, it
but they
does.
say to hide anything from a black man where you do. But it's in our book, we don't read nothing. You know what you just do? Take your Bible, rest it on top of you just
Open a page.
and
On
open
a
a
psalm.
Yeah, Psalm
and
and
put it
yeah.
on a psalm and say, well, yeah,
Yeah,
that's you know,
protect
I have a
it,
psalm.
yes.
We put in my house, you know. My Bible house on a psalm.
Yeah.
But sure, ask the person, what's the first word on that psalm? Where your Bible open?
You know.
Well, you have to understand too, it's out of meditation and a vibe. What you God say about meditation and vibe and all kind of do? This is what man calling yourself. And when I
True,
associate
you're
yourself,
talking.
it don't make sense. You understand? So we now want to know what is we purpose. The purpose was to do what? Is to do what? To serve God. Right? And in doing so, then he will bless you with certain things, bless you with a wife, a child, a house, a proper job to see about your family, and all these things, right? But what we just focus on, we just focus on these things and not God, which is total craziness. You understand? And a man is going to have a job, you know, you photo and thing and feel like doing something. What game you in? You have nothing, your own's nothing. When you tell me, hey, this business is not yours, you got to go in and buy it and next man business. But you feel like doing something for your driving a little nice car or something. That don't make no sense, brother. A man can keep that, a man can rob you and kill you for that same car which you know. You understand? But what a man can take from you is the word of God. So long as you know that and that in your head. Unless you allow somebody to take it out of you, take it out of you. You understand?
I walk on a Bible.
King James.
King James.
Same
I
Bible.
don't them things for them.
Also to have it on flyer and things you have. I have an expression.
This is for
Yeah, look, some of the verses here what we bring out here on the flyer. And when you scan the flyer, also to go take it to our YouTube channel. If you have any questions, we have an email that, you know, yes, you could just send it on, you know, and these things.
These things where we just
right,
them the way we just on it now with them so I could read them now.
yeah.